Dang, HeeWoo, you got all of the main girls on you, huh? Starting to sound like an anime harem now. I would love to see all three girls around HeeWoo. That's gonna be so hilarious. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another review of Again My Life. Episode 4, man, it brought it. We are still seeing HeeWoo just do whatever he can to take down Taesop. Any connection that has to do with the big bad boss, either cut it loose or change things up a bit so Taesop does not gain anything. And also in this episode, we find out who's the lady in red from episode 1, so let's not beat around the bush, let's get to it. First, let's start with who was the lady in red in episode 1, who appears as a secretary for Taesop in this episode. So her name is Jiyeon. After Taesop had his talk with the students, HeeWoo approached Jiyeon and said, "I'm gonna keep my promise." And she responded with, "Please do." Now at that moment, I was questioning, does she know what happened from episode 1? Is she a Grim Reaper still at that moment in time? But here's the thing, she's not, because HeeWoo had an assumption that she might have died before he did, which makes sense. She knew, and well, she knows all of the corrupted things that Taesop has done and will do in the future. And she might have gotten let go by Dr. K, and that made her become a Grim Reaper. As a Grim Reaper, you can't interfere with human affairs, so she needed to find someone who has so much passion to take down the big boss. Here comes HeeWoo, and we know the story. Now at this moment, I'm thinking Jiyeon is not a Grim Reaper, not until she is let go, if you know what I mean. She does understand what HeeWoo was coming from when he said, "I'm gonna keep my promise," which makes these two on the same page. Not only we found out who was Jiyeon, but we also found out who was HeeA. HeeA is the daughter of Gonyoung, who is pretty much the owner of Chona. Now the reason why HeeA and HeeWoo cross paths is because Taesop used Chona to hide his dirty money. Plus, she doesn't like Taesop, so it makes sense why these two cross paths. Now after watching this episode, I think HeeA might have feelings for HeeWoo. Now, I wouldn't say it's a lot, just a little bit. I mean, she did say he was a good-looking guy. He studies a lot. He has good manners. I mean, there is something there. It was actually kind of funny when HeeA saw HeeWoo talking to Gyori, then Gyori made HeeWoo carry her books, and then maybe HeeA was maybe just a little bit jealous, so she kind of forced her books onto him. And then when they were at the restaurant, I think she said it was like late hours, and she kind of expected more, something personal, which is so cute. Now, if the romance does not progress in this drama, I'm gonna be okay with that because I do love seeing two characters' relationships grow. And plus, to see Hanmi, Gyori, and HeeA together in front of HeeWoo, it's going to be one hell of a entertainment. Then we get to the main issue for this episode, and that is to cut some connections away from Taesop. In this episode, it was to help Sungwon. Sungwon was the developer of HaHaTalk, who in a previous life lost a case with Jail Communications thanks to a man named Chanil, who was the CEO for Chona Communications, but then eventually moved to Jail Communications. Chanil was pretty much the underling / spy for Taesop. Later on in the episode, HeeWoo does convince HeeA to try to convince her dad to take a chance on HaHaTalk, which he does make that decision and offers to invest in HaHaTalk, and Sungwon took the offer. Now towards the ending of this episode, after Sungwon took the offer from Chona Communications, he received a text and article from an anonymous person named Pluto, which Gyori told HeeWoo that it was just another name for Hades. When I saw that, I was like, yep, that is Jiyeon. And we find out at the ending of this episode that that was her. But let's not stop there. Chanil, yeah, he was let go. Literally and figuratively by Dr. K. So now we know that Dr. K is there and he is working for Taesop. And then we saw on the news that it was reported that Chanil jumped off the building, but I mean, Dr. K was there, so we know what happened. Now that we know that Dr. K is working for Taesop, I think I can make a strong assumption on how Jiyeon became a Grim Reaper. This episode was so entertaining. It definitely won up episode 3. We're still seeing HeeWoo cut some connections off of Taeseo. You know, just like I said in the last review, step by step, he's trying to achieve sub goals before he gets to the main goal. Since it's the 4th episode, him trying to take down Taeseo, you know, just step by step, is not boring yet, but I kind of want to see how far they take it before somebody, including myself, says, okay, we know he's taking down some stuff for Taeseo. What else is new? You know what I mean? I think I might have jinxed it now. As enjoyable as it is to see HeeWoo take down like the mini goons before he takes down the big boss, it's really enjoyable to see his relationships with the other characters, with Minsu, with some of the characters that he might have known from a previous life who might have done something bad or something bad happened to them, and with the 3 girls, HeeA, Hanmi, and Gyori. Well, first, I want to see all 3 girls together with HeeWoo. Just those 4, because I already know that something funny is going to happen. If that happens, please let it happen. In my mind, I am thinking all 4 of them is going to be at a restaurant, and probably Gyori is going to feed him something, and then Hanmi is going to force one into his mouth, and then HeeA is trying to compete with them, and out of nowhere, in the next scene, we're going to see HeeWoo's face like this. You know what's interesting is that the people from the previous life, you know, who were seen as like the bad guy, or maybe HeeWoo saw them one time, they are pretty much his acquaintances now, which is pretty cool. You know, tomorrow's enemies could be your friends. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my review and the episode. If there's anything I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. Other than that, if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.